everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Fourtress, of a podcast about movies, TV shows, video games, and lots of pop culture and nerd things. My name is Oscar B, one of your hosts today, and with me per usual are two of your other hosts. We got Brian the Beard / New Reliable / the Spider-Man villain, Mr. Negative on a Dragon Ball Z Redemption arc, and he's back. He's back from the dead. It is Devin, also known as the Brains, and Mr. Nowhere. How you guys doing today?
Yo, doing well.
Welcome back.
I'm doing good. I'm doing okay. Devin probably doesn't know about the story that I told last week. Was that last week or the week before about my Harry Potter
That was last
journey?
week. That story was gold.
I have to tell you off pod what happened to me, but it's a pretty ridiculous story that ended up with me having the full set of Harry Potter books.
What? I love the ending. But I'm really curious as to how crazy it could be in the beginning.
Oh, it's crazy.
Stay tuned.
Oh,
It's
shit.
a pretty weird story, but it might be one of the funniest things I've heard this year.
Holy hell. I can't wait.
The important thing is I basically got free books because I got my money back.
Yeah. And don't we love that?
Yeah.
Yes, listeners, it is just the three of us this week. We got a fun Super Bowl filled episode for you. As usual, you can check the time codes in the show notes to skip any spoilers or skip sections or whatever you want. If you want to jump to a certain trailer or not, you can do so. But with that being said, guys, should we just hop to our first segment of the week?
Well, let's get into it.
News talk.
Shout out to Taylor Swift. I know she was running that practice squad like the military.
Yeah, let's go Chiefs. I'm happy they won, but I'm kind of upset.
And quick note on that, there were some great memes about like how Swifties and Taylor Swift like started following football like this season, and they already saw their team win the Super Bowl, and that's like that's quicker than some people have been waiting their entire lives for their team to win the Super Bowl.
For like the Bears or something.
Like I kind of love just for that reason that like Swifties could just come in and be like, oh look, we won the Super Bowl, it's great, and it's like the Lions fans or like Jets
the
fans.
Lions fans are crying, yeah,
just sitting there with their fentanyl, just like, fuck, I'm never gonna get out of this.
That's so funny. I didn't even think about that. Oh god,
that's so sad.
I like the memes of the airplane, her private jet crashing into the Super Bowl stadium, because she's like the number one like ozone layer depleter with the way she takes private jet flights.
Yeah, not great stuff. But anyways, congrats, Chiefs. Mahomes, I need you to get like 4 more rings. I need you to just eviscerate Tom Brady from history. All right, let's get on with the show. First piece of news, everyone. This was a lot of this news seems real old just because this whole week with the Super Bowl, it just seems like a million years ago. But this happened earlier last week. But post recording. This was reported by The Verge that apparently Microsoft is thinking about maybe putting games like the new Indiana Jones game and Starfield not exclusive, and maybe getting some Sony love for games like that. What does this mean?
So there's some interesting stuff going around because they're still saying it's very much rumored. That being said, Xbox is having a showcase in a few days actually to talk about literally this. I still don't really know what Xbox wants to be anymore, or what they're, because it's almost feeling kind of like maybe they don't. I do think like as a consumer, it's great. I think it's great to always have multi-platform exclusives and things like that, or solely from a capitalism standpoint. But as far as like a gamer standpoint, I'd be happy if everybody gets to play all the games they want on whatever system they want to play. That's great. From a business standpoint, this sounds fucking stupid.
This is really interesting. Interesting strategy.
It's scaring me to a way that like when Sega stopped making consoles and started making solely software, and just like, divvying it out to other, console makers instead. I hope Xbox isn't trying to go that route to being a solely software company and no longer like making hardware, but maybe that's where they're trying to pivot.
Microsoft, a software company?
Never happened before. What?
Well,
the most short-lived console history ever for Xbox.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting in the sense that like I never thought they would do it. Obviously, because they spent however millions of dollars on Bethesda when they bought it. But it's just, I mean, obviously as a Sony person, I'm happy about it. I'll play the janky Starfield game. I would play it. I'll play this other potentially not great Indiana Jones game. Who knows?
Who's making it? Wait a second. I can't remember.
No, they make good games. But when me and Devin talked about it, we were both kind of like, this looks like it should be better.
It didn't look very good. It's giving what's that game that just came out, the Suicide Squad game, where it's like, that looks not good enough to be AAA.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about it. It's just not quite as polished as I had hoped. But probably will still be great. Could be a good fun time. Yeah, just interesting that this is that I mean, obviously rumored. We'll see what they actually end up doing. If they do this, it could be a thing where it might not be multi-platform from the get-go, but maybe 6 months to a year, a la like Final Fantasy, it goes to the rest of the systems and PC or whatever,
Yeah, I mean, some of the biggest games last year were games that were multi-platform, and some of them did like time exclusives. Like, of course, Baldur's Gate came out on PC and PlayStation first, then eventually it came on Xbox. And that was only because they had some porting issues. But like, that's happening a lot. Hogwarts Legacy, the biggest game of 2023. That game sold a metric fuck ton. That was on every system. So maybe Microsoft is starting to notice those things, that maybe Sony is the only one that can really get... Sony and Nintendo, I guess. They're just better at getting away with those because they bought those studios to make them first party. And the studios Xbox bought just aren't really first party studios. I've never been, so they don't make those kinds of sales that you might get from like Skyrim sold a shit ton because it was on every single thing. But with Starfield, it sold pretty lackluster because not only did you put it on Game Pass, you also put it on one system and then also like PC. And
that's a tough one. When they commit to that Game Pass is has been the greatest and maybe the worst thing for them.
And that's what's so kind of funny for it. Yeah, I mean, we can get all into Game Pass and whether or not that makes any fucking money or how devs work around that. But like when you make big budget games and put it on there, it feels like you're kind of kneecapping yourself. So
yeah. Because like if
and clearly
people play it, then there's no buzz generator around it. So you could have a lot of good games that are just 5 people played it. Just I mean, I think in the modern. Like, it seems like more and more things are moving cross-platform and stuff, so maybe they've just done the calculation of, like, it's better for us to just have our game out there rather than you must play this on Xbox or, or PC, whatever. But I think that's kind of, maybe that's going by the wayside, and they're just realizing that we can get more money this way.
Xbox has not been a console seller for... 10 years at this point. Xbox One sold pretty poorly in comparison to PlayStation. Xbox Series S and X have sold pretty poorly in comparison. Xbox Series S, their lower tier version, actually has been the best selling console they've had, and it's because it's cheap and it's easy to play.
Right. Honestly, I didn't think about it until recently when someone was like, how Xbox, like they admitted Sony's won the console war, at least this generation and the previous one with PS4, and like I saw someone, I was like, oh, someone's comments are gonna be a mess, but there was just one that I picked out that was like, yeah, Xbox, like the 360 beat out the PS3, but like by the end, not as much. And I was like, oh, that's a good point. The end of the last game that came out on the PS3 was The Last of Us. I forget that that's a PS3 game. So like, it's ridiculous.
And that's what's so funny is they basically did what I guess maybe Xbox is trying to do, excuse me, like a version of right now, is that they pivoted. PlayStation had a pretty dull run in the beginning. They didn't have a lot of good exclusives that people were really interested in. The console's really expensive. So they pivoted by making they're going to be like, we're going to make just really, really good, solid games. And we're going to make them exclusive. And that's what's going to bring people over. And it worked. Like you said, by the end of PS3, PS3 has some great games that only came out on PS3.
Uncharted, Last of Us, a bunch of shit,
Metal Gear Solid 4. Shit like
Metal
that.
Gear 4?
Yeah, things like that kind of happened. And Xbox just had the online component. But now that the online component's been pretty much, that's an open field now. Xbox has to pivot again to figure out something else that works for them, which I think they're trying to make it Game Pass, but we still don't know the numbers on that because they don't release them.
Right, and when you look at that comparison of the first party games that PlayStation had, the last couple times versus the first party games that Xbox had, I mean, they had Halo.
Halo and Gears
5 was so bad.
Halo and Gears.
Yeah.
But those have gone downhill so much in recent years that I think that maybe because I went from I must have an Xbox One so I can play Halo 5 to I'm now so jaded. I'm I don't really even care what they do next.
I'm a huge Halo fan. I did not buy Xbox One for Halo 5 because I didn't hear good things about it. And if it didn't come out on PC, I wouldn't have played Halo Infinite. That's just reality. You know what I mean? It's just not those IPs just aren't console sellers anymore. The same way that God of War might be, or Horizon Zero Dawns, or things like that. Even Final Fantasy VII, even though it's a timed release, it's still selling PlayStations. For that reason.
Yeah. I would love to see. Well, one thing I did hear a rumor that they were considering like that all the Gears games might go to Sony at some point. Like that would be one of the big things that they would put on there. But I feel like that's the equivalent to a God of War. I think they could, because that one started as big hulking brute, real angry people of a story and genre. If they turn that shit into like, if they just did a whole new spin on that franchise, I could see that being like a holy shit.
They kind of already did. Like Gears 4 and Gear 5 is definitely a lot heavier on like the the moments, more so than just being like, we all take steroids. Like,
yeah, they definitely did a lot more.
Oh, interesting.
Everybody took a chill pill. Kratos took a chill pill on the Sony side, and everybody else, like, they're not wearing bulky armor anymore, which honestly I wasn't a fan of. It's like Gears is all about the weird.
I hated the aesthetic of Gears in the beginning.
Yeah, like I don't know. So yeah, they both.
Yeah, I don't know.
They both changed a little bit for sure.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We'll probably talk about it next week. Whatever Xbox does, maybe they'll shed some light on this. All right, let's continue because we are already running long. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth had a state of play.
Stop showing so much of this game. We already are excited. We don't need any more. Stop it.
We don't need to talk much about it, but because this will definitely come back in my free for all. But man, did this shit look fucking the hype. Just can't. I know, and I'm also scared because it's gonna be 1 million hours long.
They do have
such a long game.
Rumors, because of course I'm pissed off because I don't have a PlayStation 5, so I probably won't get to play this game anytime soon. But it is rumored to say that on that like state of play, that like last trailer, they said that it's exclusive until at least May. That's a very specific date that they chose, like May. I was like, that's not nearly as long as the original one that the time release was like a whole year before it came out on PC. I'm hoping that's true and I get to play it in May.
Hey man, I mean, same thing as the Xbox, right? Like, there's money out there to be made,
and I'm ready to spend it. Just let me know I'm ready to spend it.
Let them have it. Let it be on every system. Why not?
Yes,
we don't have to talk much about it. It was like a good 20-minute deep dive on it, and I'm just very excited. And I'll get back to it in my free for all later.
Nice.
Next, this one's for you, Brian. I know you got to be jazzed about this. Sonic 3. They have confirmed it will feature Live and Learn, the song. The band confirmed it.
Live and learn, hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Song fucking slaps, bro. But that also like confirms that they're really going to probably go towards. I mean, we already kind of figured it, but they're going towards like an actual Sonic Adventure 2 storyline. Which I'm still curious of how they're going to do that, because so far Sonic's been pretty laughy-lovey, and Sonic Adventure 2 is not that.
Yeah, it's going to be weird. I'm also kind of bummed that they spoiled this, because I would have loved for it to just pop off in the theater, not knowing shit, and like, then here we go.
That's a moment to make the people scream, for sure. Maybe they didn't think enough adults were going to go and see it, and the kids wouldn't understand.
The kids would not understand. No, they would not.
That game came out in like 2001. They definitely wouldn't.
They wouldn't know. But that's fun. That's exciting. I'm getting more and more excited for this movie. The more news comes out about it for some reason. All right, moving on. Disney. We're going to have a couple stories about them. Apparently, they bought a $1.5 billion stake in Epic Games.
Ooh.
Can Disney, you do that?
Fortnite
is that legal?
Disney. I don't know.
If you're Disney, nothing is illegal.
Yeah, they talked about this during their earnings call of this past week. They're trying to just create Disney World in virtual reality in Fortnite. I don't know, but that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, they already had a Lego partnership, which just feels like a great way to print money. Like, and now Disney too. I mean, what could be next? Like,
I'm telling you, they're gonna have Disneyland in Fortnite now.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a virtual Disneyland.
It's past Fortnite. They're doing something completely different. They might want to remake a kind of Fortnite. They might. I think that's what they're trying to do, is make like a central hub the same way Fortnite is, because it's past being a battle royale at this point. It's an experience. It's basically the metaverse. More the metaverse than whatever the fuck Zuckerberg made. So I think they want that with just straight Disney.
Which and it's very, Fortnite is very Disney. Like, it's the foundation is there. Like, it's the cartoony, the kind of positive, like, yay, happy go lucky, like shooting style. Like, I think the foundation is probably why they did that, but also just because it's, it just has the place in the culture right now.
For sure. I'm sure they don't want Goofy to be one pump shotgunning somebody, top mid, but But outside of that, I do think they're definitely looking, because I think you saw how like Lego Fortnite did so well, and there's like no actual like combat, quote unquote, with that. But everyone loves it. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah. It's more of a Minecraft-esque kind of combat, if anything.
I see.
So it's like with that kind of stuff, I think they're looking to get in on the ground floor to hopefully make something super big.
And they're already, and like Lego Fortnite could be so much more than it is now. Like they're only just starting that part out. Like, eventually, could be more like the Lego series games, like where there's more building and stuff like that. I mean, you see how it's like a beta version, but that's not the fun thing about Fortnite is you can try different things. If something doesn't work, you can try something else, see what happens.
They're huge on that. And that, I guess they just have the money and the resources to do that, but they're huge on just seeing what sticks. Yeah. And then kind of going from there. So, yeah. I don't want to say I'm excited because I hate capitalism, and this shit is so disgustingly capitalist.
But this is also from the guy that played how many hours of Disney Dreamlight Valley?
Listen, I fucked that game up. I don't even like Disney like that, but I fucked that game up. I'm a chores girly through and through. I don't know what to tell you. I like to do the chores.
No, I think that Disney's kind of tried to get into the video game space. Like, remember they had like, is that the game where like you could buy the figures and you could like put it on a pad and you would?
Oh no, I know what you're talking about though. Disney Infinity was that.
Yeah, like that. So
oh yeah, damn, I forgot about that.
Yeah, the figures are fucking sick. I've got a bunch of them because they're really.
Oh
cheap.
shit!
See, never played the game, but
I feel like that was kind of like an open world, or maybe it wasn't open world, but it was just like you're doing different activities, and it's like Fortnite is the perfect shell for you to put that in. Because you can do so many different things. Like they have just the way you can move around the map. They have all kinds of vehicles. You don't have to do shooting. You can they do zip lining now. I mean, just they've taken from every other game. They've taken the best parts of everything and put it into one game. And I mean, it's just smart.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. Should be exciting for Disney fans.
We'll love to see that in 2030.
I know, right? Honestly, yeah. But flip side of that, something that's coming a lot sooner than anyone actually anticipated. Disney surprise revealed Moana 2 is going to be coming out this Thanksgiving. I don't know if this is going to be good.
That's sounding real straight to DVD.
Yes. What is happening? Also, I definitely, because I read the article, they also said that Lin-Manuel Miranda is not doing the music. It's a bunch of it's like 5 other people, different composers doing the music together. I don't know about this movie, guys.
This is Lion King 1.5 if I've ever seen it.
What the hell?
That's not good. It's not good.
I think it's one of those things where they probably started trying to cut something like this, and then it was just failing, and they wanted to kind of scrape the scraps that they started working on and call it a day.
Right.
It'll make money though. They got The Rock back, right? So.
Oh man.
Did they get The Rock back?
Yeah.
I think that's how I saw the news was from his official account. So. Or maybe from the. Am I thinking live action? Maybe
you might be thinking live action. He's attached to the live action one. So I don't know if him or I can't remember what her name is who played Moana, the voice of Moana. I don't know if either one of them are attached to the movie yet, or if they've announced that. Maybe not.
Oh no, because they definitely do have a fake voice actor in Disney Dreamlight Valley because he's in that, and it is not the Rock.
Oh yeah, see, it might.
It is very much weird. The Rook, the boulder,
the boulder. Yeah,
the boulder.
Yeah, this is a weird one. So we'll see. Hopefully, I don't know. Interesting cash grab. But anyways, all right, moving on. Super Bowl commercials. I didn't really have much to say about the commercials, except there was one that was made me kind of sad out of nowhere. I was very surprised. If people who watch Super Bowl, they'll know that. What's his name? What's his first name? I don't remember. What's Gronk's first name, Devin?
Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, there you go. Rob Gronkowski. He missed the field goal again because he sucks.
Bro's about to lose his job.
There was a commercial like an hour after that during the Super Bowl where he was like sad, and Carl Weathers makes an appearance as like his coach, and he's like, "You did your best, Rob." And then there was like a thank you, Carl, and they showed the year, and I was like, oh, damn, what the fuck? This is so sad now. R.I.P. Carl Weathers. We just talked about him the other day, and I was like, damn, is this... I really hope that's not his last performance ever. I would imagine not. But if it's a Super Bowl commercial with Rob Gronkowski, that's going to be very hilarious. But also very sad.
I feel like that happened with someone else, where like someone's like last role was actually... It might have been... God, who was the guy that was in Cocaine Bear? I think he was also in Mission... not Mission Impossible. What's the other... The
what's his name?
The Flyboy movie. I think his last actual role was Cocaine Bear, though, and it was like, ooh.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
That movie sucked.
Yeah, I mean, I thought there was a funny Ben Affleck commercial with Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkings was definitely the best one.
That was good.
Let me see.
And then I really liked the Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito one. I thought that was very funny.
Yeah, that was
Chris
funny.
Pratt taking our childhood once again with the fucking Pringles man.
The Pringle guy, yeah.
No. God, he's coming for everything. That was one that fit in just like there's like a bunch of like B tier, C tier ones that just they all do the same thing. It's like, hey, here's a celebrity. Now they're gonna do this montage of crazy things and then come back to some central point. That was like that one. But the one that I like, so Dunk Kings was definitely the best. Shout out to Tom Brady as the DJ in the corner Tom Brady can pull off any look. All right, this guy's just maybe he should just get into modeling. Like,
I don't want to talk about this man very much because fuck Tom Brady. First of all,
he's already won everything.
Take care of your fucking children. But that's what made me mad. It's like finally we get a motherfucking Super Bowl without goddamn Tom Brady, and who do we see in every goddamn commercial?
Yeah,
he was in like 3 of them.
He's been in commercials.
Tom Brady.
What are you talking about? He doesn't take care of his kids. He kisses them on the mouth.
Oh yeah, that's right. That man spent like half a season with his kids, and he was like, "Let me get back on the field. I can't do this shit."
Yeah, he was like, "I can't. Nope. We're back, baby. We're back."
I think he's spending time with them now, but I don't know. But no, okay.
I don't know. That divorce was rough.
Yeah, probably. But anyway,
but you're right.
The Dunk Kings commercial was funny. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. That was good. One. I think they shot like more stuff than just that one though, so that was a good one. But no, the one that actually made me laugh. None of them actually made me laugh out loud except the Michael Cera one with the
CeraVe.
Oh my god, that was funny. When he's like,
that was a good one.
When he rubs them out and he's like, "Let my cream heal you," like or like moisturize you. That was good. That was a good one.
That was a good
weird one. We watched Verizon probably go bankrupt by having to pay Beyonce.
Oh my god, dude!
That's pretty cool.
She dropped 2 singles and people freaked the fuck out. She's making a country album. People apparently really like it. What? I haven't heard it.
Oh shit! She dropped it during the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
she's a crazy lady.
Dang.
Yep. She said, "Fuck you, Usher." Usher was fine. It was good. He was all right. He's fine. It was okay. Not the best halftime
I wouldn't
show
say he's fine, but we don't have to get into that. He's
got
some stuff.
I just meant the show was fine.
Yeah. He hugged Alicia Keys real weird. Swiss Beats isn't gonna like that.
I like that Lil Jon and Ludacris showed up though.
Yeah. I was like, wait, isn't that the hacker from?
There's honestly a generation of people that probably don't know him. Yeah, they probably don't know him as early 2000s rapper Ludacris. They just know him as
some kids out there. They're like, why is the guy from Fast and Furious rapping? And like,
that's nuts. That's nuts to think about.
There are definitely some kids out there.
Wow, I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
the rollerblading was awesome. I thought the rollerblading came out of left field. It's like, okay, like first of all, it's like first random people rollerblading, and then Usher started to do it too. It's like, what is going
on? Pretty weird. Well, that's pretty much it. I still stand by the halftime show should have been SpongeBob. He did perform at the beginning of the show on Nickelodeon or some shit. Saw a video of it. It was funny, but other than
I think the clips that I saw coming out the Nickelodeon broadcast, I need to just watch the Nickelodeon.
The Nickelodeon stuff was brilliant. It was brilliant. So good. They gave fucking the actor Tom Kenny, and I'm not sure Patrick's actor. They gave them like a VTuber setup where you have to put like the camera in front of your face and stuff. It had these motherfuckers actually going like for 3 hours, which
motion capturing. That's nuts.
Yeah, in itself is already crazy, and I know that was really tough on. Like Tom Kenny at some point was definitely losing his voice, because he's getting older. For sure, that man I'm pretty sure is in his 60s, and to do that, the SpongeBob voice is probably really damaging on your voice. It also shows what happens when you give adults no script and then tell them to do shit on a children's show. Because he 100% made a Leonardo DiCaprio joke about him dating 25-year-old women.
Did he really?
during the broadcast? He sure did.
Fantastic.
Yeah. He forgot where he was at for a second. And I love that.
Yeah, that's funny. That's terrifying.
Yeah. So that's good. Good stuff.
Good for them. Good for them. All right.
I was pissed off that Sandy Cheeks was still wearing her helmet, despite them being on the earth, not in the water.
I in my brain, why was Sandy Cheeks like? I guess because she's a squirrel. Actually, that makes more sense. I was like, why is she like 3 inches tall? And I guess because she's
she's actually.
I kind of forgot.
They're all pretty small. a sea star is not very big. A starfish.
But yeah, they had fun with that. Alrighty, that is the news. We're not done talking about the Super Bowl, but to move on, we have to not only go to the trailer park,
Mom Spaghetti,
but we have to enter our main topic, which means we are trapped in another fortress. It's a continued fortress of what we're talking about because we're in the fortress of
we doggy. Also the Super Bowl.
I like that riff, Brian.
Thought I would change it up a little bit for 2024.
Yeah, listeners. Obviously, we're talking about the Super Bowl, but we're gonna be talking now about the couple trailers and teasers that obviously happened during the Super Bowl. Talk about probably go through all of them because we have a good amount of time, but we'll see. Some were cooler than others, but let's just hop to it then. The first one, let's just start with the big one because the one that everyone's been talking about. Our first teaser, our first footage of not Deadpool 3, but what is now called Deadpool and Wolverine. Which, yeah, I guess you got to sell this movie.
Finally getting motherfucking X-Men, baby.
And
you know there's going to be a big old teaser for X-Men at the end of this.
Yeah, maybe even during this. Who knows?
Yeah, all true, fair.
Guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm very excited for this. Like he says in the trailer, I think Marvel Jesus, he can save this universe. I think he can save the MCU a bit, guys.
Maybe. I just need them. I'm worried because it's just and like Deadpool worked because of how inappropriate it was, and they need to not fuck that up. Like,
they made a pegging joke in this trailer. I think we're safe.
True.
In the first 30 seconds of this trailer.
In the first, yeah.
They need to keep it dialed up. Do not dial it down whatsoever. That's my only note.
Yeah,
but I am excited.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think they're doing a good job by bringing, like, of course, Wolverine has been some of the best parts of the X-Men that we've seen through Fox, and then also bringing this with Deadpool. I think that if they do fuck this up, they would really be fucking up because that
would be bad.
Yeah,
true.
The actors they have are just too good.
Yeah, this is a big make or break, I think, for the MCU in terms of, this could be a drop off point. If people who haven't already dropped off, this could be a big drop off point if this movie doesn't do well. But
it could be
already based off this
too, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, people love Deadpool. Like, we know that the first two did so well. People love Deadpool itself. So I think the fan base is there. I mean, obviously, we're already seeing connections in this trailer. The TVA clearly is the big component, which from Loki. And you see the MCU stuff in the footage that Deadpool's staring at. I'm excited. I mean, this just means any number. My biggest hope is that this movie is what I wanted Doctor Strange 2 to be in terms of just do as much random multiversal cameo shit as you can. Just fucking, who gives a fuck? If this is it, and we're saying goodbye to all those Fox characters like Daredevil and shit, yeah, fuck them, show them in there, and Deadpool can just kill all of them, and it would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious. It's so funny.
Yeah. I mean, especially like with the What If show, they introduced like, what if season 2 had some electric fights and like, just like cool concepts and like ideas. Just put that in the movie, like, and especially if you're expecting people are probably watching What If and are used to the ideas of that and your other shows like Loki and stuff. Just get a little creative with it. Like, I totally agree with you that just like it's what Multiverse of Madness should have been,
right?
But so I don't know if you're gonna have to bring him in through other universes. Definitely, we should have some fun with it. But what I really hope for is that the banter between him and Hugh Jackman Wolverine should be.
I feel like that's
pretty funny.
Such a softball. They're both such good actors, and then also just the stoicism of Wolverine, and like just stoicism is not the word I'm looking for. Just straight like not give a fuck compared to I'm gonna be silly. It's like when you have like the older brother and the little brother kind of situation. That is such an easy thing to do, and it still be really, really good. And I think their comedic timing for both of them is really strong. So I don't see that will be the issue. I'm worried about everything around them. I'm really afraid there's going to be one of those movies where every time you see them together, it's going to be like, hey, that's fucking cool. And then everything else is going to suck. Because I felt the same way about The Flash. I thought The Flash had some really good, funny moments, but it just was muttered in all this other bullshit that just made it so bad. Where it's like, okay, Ezra's doing really well. Everything else isn't doing
There's
so
a little,
good.
yeah.
So I'm cautiously optimistic, only because I do love both Deadpools. I think they're both very strong movies.
Yeah.
Not all our Wolverine stuff we've gotten has been so good, but Hugh Jackman's been very strong in everything.
Yeah. And honestly, I was like, props to them for not showing him in full in this teaser. Like they chose to keep him hidden.
We've all seen the leaks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like everyone has seen it already. But still, props to them for not being like, there he is, showing him in action, doing shit. Like, okay, like there's still 7 months until this movie comes out. Let's not throw it all out there now.
It honestly almost makes me mad that they've made it named Deadpool and Wolverine. Because I think if they just done Deadpool 3 or Deadpool and had like some other kind of subtitle to it, and then it played that last little clip of him, taking out, then you'd be like, oh shit.
Right. I did hear that it was potentially going to be called Deadpool and Friend.
That's hilarious.
That's stupid enough for me to love it.
But that's Deadpool. Why not? Like, you got to lean into the energy.
That would have been really funny.
Like every time they have an idea like that, go with it.
Because Deadpool's 100%.
Deadpool is.
Like, he's his own main character. So of course he'd be like, oh yeah, this fucking guy. Like, who cares?
But Deadpool is like the answer. It's like the antithesis to all the, we've seen the superhero story so many times now. We're so desensitized to it. That's why Deadpool was refreshing. So like, just stick to it. You know what I mean? Like, keep the formula. Don't MCUify it at all.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I mean, obviously, we already see one cameo in this. We see the same actor. I'm assuming they're playing that character as Pyro from the OG X-Men movies. So I would imagine we're gonna see a lot more. This movie's gonna be nuts. My probably one of my biggest wish list ones on here is seeing Chris Evans at Fantastic Four: Human Torch at some point. They have to do it. It's such an easy gimme. Just fucking do it.
That'd be so great. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, listen, as long as they get the writers on board, I don't know if like it was the same writers for the first and second one, but like just whatever you can do to try to get to that level, you should do it. But I mean, the expectation level is very high, I think. So
yeah.
July 26th. Man, I'm excited. Bring the X-Men in. Let's fucking do this. Let's do it.
The beginning or the end of superhero movies all over again.
It's very true.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very true. All right. Next up, we had another new trailer for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the 4th movie in this new series. I
don't care about this shit.
I love that trilogy. I thought it was really good. This one, I'm still looking forward to it. I don't think I'm as hyped as I was for the other ones. I don't know if that's just because Andy Serkis obviously is not in this. But me and Brian talked about this in the first teaser when they first showed this. And I think this one looks a lot better. But I don't know what it is. This one definitely looks a lot better, but I'm just like, I don't know.
It's almost like they weren't finished with like the lighting or something of the original one. Some they just looked so cartoony at the first one. This one definitely looks a lot. Yeah.
Looks a lot better. Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it just looks like, I think my problem with these movies is they've taken themselves so seriously and they're so like they're like war movies. They're just very, very depressing. And it looks like this is going to be no different.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. Shout out to homegirl from Witcher though, getting the job. Look at her going.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
She's going to need other work, so.
Oh no. That's valid. Yeah, it looks cool. I mean, I forgot that this movie's coming out, so this is a nice reminder. So
when is it coming out?
I don't know, summer, some May, I think, something like that.
That feels right. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I swear it doesn't even say it on the trailer.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, next up, let's do Twisters. Let's talk about Twisters because I have a theory, not even a theory, a hope that this just maybe, this movie can be the Maverick of this year.
Oh, interesting.
Doubt.
It's a weird legacy sequel. of a movie that is like fine, but people love it.
I was gonna say Twister.
It's got
the
same dude from Top Gun Maverick in it. Who knows?
I love the original Twister.
That guy's in everything. He is in everything.
He's in everything now.
We should probably know his name. What's his name?
Let me see. Glenn Powell. Glenn.
We know Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
Hollywood needs a Glenn. They don't have a Glenn.
It's something. He's got such a fucking punchable face. I'm sorry, bro.
He does.
I'm sure you're a really nice dude.
He plays. Yeah, he needs to play those like dick roles.
Yeah, his face is like so small.
Yeah,
in his head.
Yeah.
Honestly, he looks like a Ken, maybe even more than Ryan Gosling does.
Yes, I agree 100%. Yes,
he looks like a fake. He looks like a human made in a lab.
Yes, and his little smirk, his smile, something about him just I want to just sock him one.
We watched. I was watching a rom-com with him on Netflix, like a Netflix rom-com, and they were trying to make him like not like he was like the main character, but they did something with his hair to make him look like more down to earth or something, and I was like, man, I see right through that. Like this guy is, this guy needs to be talking smack to Tom Cruise again. Like,
I hope he never listens to this. I'm sure you're a nice man.
Yeah, no, I bet he will. And he must have, first of all, he must have a great agent because he just keeps on getting every kind of thing he can get. Like,
oh, let's see. Oh, he's 35. I don't know why I felt like he was younger than us for some reason. He just gives me the vibe of someone that just looks 35, but is actually like 28.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he just burst onto the scene. I feel like I'd maybe seen him in like one or two things before Maverick, but then that was like, okay,
right.
This is a face I recognize now.
Believe it or not, he was in Spy Kids 3.
What
the fuck?
He had a small role in Spy Kids 3. That was his very first role, 2003.
That's fucking hilarious. What the shit?
He was the long-fingered boy, according to
what the fuck?
His filmography.
Yeah,
so not even a main role.
Yeah, as far as like Twisters as a plot in a movie, like
it's probably gonna be dumb and really bad. But
chasing tornadoes just seems stupid.
Yes, correct.
and treating it like it's this like life and death thing. It's like you drove after this tornado.
It was your fault.
You put yourself in this situation, so like I don't feel sorry for you. I don't know.
I like Twister though.
It's a fun movie. It's fun. It could be a fun time. Now the question is, how many cows will we see in this movie?
All of them. We put a high budget into cows specifically to get
just a herd of cows gets thrown into the air this time.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Sure. At least one cow.
The whole farm.
Poor cow. Poor cows.
Yeah, poor cows. Poor cows. Twisters. We'll see how this goes.
It looks like something that should be on the streaming service, but.
Yeah, like Paramount Plus or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. I do love with movies like this when they like, like we got to up the ante from the next one, like the last one. So what do we do? And they're like that one scene at the very end. It's like, there's another tornado.
There's two of them.
There's another one. Like,
which I feel like happened in the original. Like it wasn't just one Twister tornado they were chasing. There were multiple, but it's fine.
Yeah, but then there's the big one, right? That's the one you got to
right.
Get
they merge into Oh, what a fun movie. All right, next. A Quiet Place, Day 1. Man, we as humanity really love seeing the first day of the apocalypse. We love seeing how shit goes bad.
Yeah.
We already did see it in real time. Like what?
Right. We're like and did nothing. We did all the wrong steps. Not directed by John Krasinski. I think he's just producing. Led by Lupita Nyong'o, which is freaking dope, and homeboy from Stranger Things. Good for you for getting the job. I'm kind of excited. I know I liked the first one obviously more than part 2. I thought part 2 was still good, but it's not as memorable to me as the first one was. But this could be fun. This is very World War Z, obviously.
Yes.
With
I'm actually more interested in this one. I thought 1 and 2 were both just okay. I didn't really see why he won awards for the first one, personally. But this looks much more Cloverfield-ish to me, and that's super up my alley. So
more action-packed than the first 2, maybe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also got a pretty diverse cast. I'm looking at this trailer again, and I'm kind of interested. I don't know a lot of these people that are in this movie. and
Homeboy, go ahead.
I love. Oh, we also see Homeboy, that another person whose name I never know, but he's in fucking
Diamond
everything.
Hansu, baby. Diamond Hansu.
Man, he deserves his flowers so much. That man, he fucking works hard. So I give him props for that. But I do see a lot of people that I don't recognize in this. That I'm like, I love when just new actors get to end up on the scene, especially with like big budget movies like this, where it's like this could be your breakout of your career for doing stuff like this.
Yeah. No, it looks like a good time. I want to say I enjoyed that universe. It's not the most unique thing. I mean, like, I like the whole sound stuff. Yeah, you know,
it's Cloverfield, but different, slightly.
Right.
10 Cloverfield Lane was this movie.
Right. People were like, it's Bird Box, but with sound instead of sight. You know, it's
Bird Box. Yeah. Well, who copied off of who? Bird Box definitely copied off of Quiet Place, right?
I think the Quiet Place came out after.
Did it?
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
I like Bird Box more. I will say, whether or not it stole from anything, I do think I like Bird Box a little bit. I think it's a stronger movie, personally.
Interesting.
Hot take.
Whoa.
Really? Sandra Bullock trying to fuck a man that's 20 years her junior was kind of weird, but outside of that, I thought it was a strong movie.
Nah, I get it, Sandra. You do whatever you want.
It's weird, and she be liking them black men too. It's kind of sketchy. Anyway.
All right. Yeah, this should be fun. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah.
I don't remember when it's coming out.
It said June, I believe.
Okay. Look, we actually we might have some summer movies this year. Who knows?
It looks like between like May and July, we got some pretty good things. We got at least 3 things.
We got a good spread there, you know.
Yeah.
And here we go, Ryan. This TV show is just for you because we're going back to the Sonic universe.
They have confirmed
6 episodes, baby.
They've confirmed, and it was already kind of confirmed, but with Idris Elba being casted, that Knuckles is indeed black. That is a black man. He's a black man. That trailer has "Knuck if you buck" in it. That is a black man.
I was gonna say that's literally the first note I wrote down.
That boy is wearing Timberland boots. That is a black man.
What do you think?
This
of his
red
voice?
echidna is a black man.
What did you make of his voice?
I'm fine with it. It's not the Knuckles that I know, of course, but they're definitely trying to go more of like the Thor kind of vibe with it.
Yeah.
Again, Drax is a good way to put about it. Where it's just like he's goofy because he just doesn't know where he is. Whereas Knuckles is goofy in another aspect.
Maybe that's what they'll do with it. But I just almost need him to be less classy and more like kind of grungy, kind of more guttural.
Oh, I forgot you didn't see Sonic 2. I was about to say this. We've heard this voice because he's in that movie. So I was like, yeah. Oh, that makes more sense why it was so.
Yeah, I think it would feel better after you watch Sonic 2. You'll get used to it. I think it's the biggest thing. Because at first I was the same way. Where it's like I would have preferred they went a little bit more jokey with him because Knuckles is kind of like the stupid one. He's a little bit of the.
Idris Elba is such a classy guy. You can't like. You know what I mean? Like he's an actor. He can do whatever he wants, but like it's just you can hear his like the class, and his tone. You know what I mean?
For sure.
A little bit, yeah.
For me.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously,
Brian,
I'm excited about this.
My biggest question: I was like, I'm excited, but I think this movie has a fatal flaw. No offense, it might not be good. As soon as I saw Kid Cudi fucking wearing some fucking Power Glow shit, this sounds like,
I'm like, is that
Kid Cudi?
Why is Kid Cudi in this shit? What are we doing?
Known for being in the Fast and Furious knockoff Need for Speed, which was an atrocity of a movie. I did see it.
Brian, I'm scared.
Yeah, I used to like Kid Cudi a lot. I kind of am lukewarm about him now. He's a pretty weird dude. Definitely has been going through some stuff. I don't need him in this. I see why he's probably cheap to get compared to other bigger actors. They didn't need to do that.
It's pretty funny. That and we got fucking the Hound is the villain looking crazy as fuck.
I wonder if Kid Cudi asked. Like, I wonder if he asked an agent to get him this role. Because maybe he's a Sonic fan growing up or something like that. Because it seems like, why else would you want to do that?
It seems like it fits his vibe.
Right.
Well, actually, yeah, that makes sense. Like, this would be his second video game property he's attached to. Now that I forgot, Need for Speed. Maybe, he might be just a gamer and was like, yeah, I'll be in fucking Knuckles.
So that's I haven't loved what I've seen of his acting debut, but We're gonna be cautiously optimistic.
It's a show, right? Like a 6-part miniseries.
Yeah,
That's what they throw people in like that, like.
Who you don't see in this that clearly I was surprised by, because I was like, I feel like he does everything, is James Marsden.
Right.
they showed his wife and not him. He's like, nah, I'm not being there for that.
Bro's been busy lately, man. He's been getting some work.
Yeah. I doubt it will, but I do wonder if they'll do any kind of teaser or connection to Sonic 3, considering that's still supposed to be coming out this year.
They gotta, right?
I hope there's some kind of connection to something, because right now I don't recognize any of what they've shown. This is not.
Oh, really?
Anything of the Knuckles story that I know. So
interesting. I know people freaked out because they saw one dude, Paka Kamak.
Who?
You know who the hell that is?
Yeah, what?
Paka Kamak. He's basically an old Knuckles.
Oh,
he's like
okay.
The leader of all the Knuckles.
Yeah.
People see him in the trailer and freaked out.
Did I see him in the trailer? I have to watch it again. I didn't notice him. That's like from Sonic Adventure 1 was the first time that showed up. So that's kind of interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, Knuckles has an interesting story. I don't know if they're going to play with any of that, because it wouldn't really make sense. They've already kind of fucked up his story with how he came to be. But I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Look, this could be fun. This could be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
As long as it's fun,
it should be fun.
That's fine.
Should always aim for fun.
I'm just really sick and tired of having to find a new way to get a month free of Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I hate how much they're cooking right now. That's pissing me off. I only have so many emails.
Want another streaming service. I don't.
I
hate it.
My Peacock just got taken out like a couple of days ago, and I was pissed. I was like, "Fuck!" Oh, no. I forgot to turn that off.
Oh no, it's the worst. It's the worst. I'm sick of it. Now I got Disney Plus with ads and shit. This shit sucks.
They have ads for Disney Plus now?
They're putting ads on Amazon Prime now, and they just told me that they have to pay an extra $3 and not have ads.
Are you serious?
Wait, really?
God.
Yeah.
God.
Go ahead and go to Amazon Prime. They'll let you know. Don't worry.
Dude, Amazon would do that shit.
I'm upset.
Fuckers.
Upset even more. I'm real upset. All right, let's move on. Last couple. This is the movie we've already talked about, so we don't have to really talk about it much. I'm very excited for this still. The Fall Guy got a new little trailer.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been hearing about this movie forever.
Oh, really?
It looks unique. Looks like a fresh breath of fresh air.
I'm very excited. I mean, Ryan Gosling comedy, I'm there for. That dude, he's got such a good sense of humor. He knows how to fucking work it. And we've seen Barbie. I still say anyone who hasn't seen The Nice Guys needs to go watch that movie. That movie is fucking incredible. I love that movie. It's so fucking funny. And this looks good. I love Emily Blunt as well. And yeah, looks like a good time. I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, I'm worried it's gonna be like Ryan Reynolds, where it's just like I'm getting tired of just seeing this man's face.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's getting that way. It's getting close.
I saw
he's riding high after Barbie, so I'm like, this is the good next step. Like,
he was riding high. He was riding high until he figured out that he might actually have to sing that song live.
I know. He's not gonna. We all know he's not going to. He didn't do it for La La Land. He ain't gonna do it for Barbie, and everyone's gonna be pissed. No, but side note, speaking of someone I'm getting sick of hearing about, I saw a story where the creator of Danny Phantom said if they ever do a live action, he wants Tom Holland to do it. And I was like, fuck, I'm mad that that's actually like a decent choice, and I'm really pissed off about it.
I mean, there's got to be some other like high school looking kids at this point that are coming up in there. Let's give someone else a chance. This man's played so many high school kids.
Some right. They're perpetually.
We're gonna go back
19-year-old.
I don't need that. Don't they already want him to be?
Holland,
he's probably 27, 28. Yeah, he's not young. He's getting to the age that Tobey Maguire played Spider-Man. So
honestly, yeah, like for real. That's a ludicrous sentence.
I mean, Andrew Garfield played him at like 40, so
right.
Oh Lord.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, and the last one. This one very brief. I don't know how much any of you guys care about this. Wicked, the movie based off the Broadway musical, got its first look.
So fun fact, actually, Wicked was the very first Broadway show I ever watched, and actually the first time I ever went to New York City.
Wow, awesome. Look at that. Damn, okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I only just saw it for the first time a couple years ago with Alex, ironically.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I had no really. I vaguely knew that it was like a prequel to The Wizard of Oz and loosely and stuff like that. And then I watched. I was like, oh, I get why people like this. I see it now.
That's kind of crazy.
And people are very excited for this fucking movie. Little do they know. They probably know, but they've hidden it in this trailer in a very Dune fashion that this is a part 1 to a part 2. This is not the full movie. And yeah, I don't know why they chose to do that with this, but yeah, they're hiding that like motherfucker.
Could you not fit everything in Wicked?
I want to say it's not super long. Like I don't understand.
Literally, the show is 2.5 hours, 2 hours 45 minutes, or some shit like that. Yeah,
it was very possible. Maybe they thought that was going to be too much for the audience to handle.
Maybe
you know how they feel about like musicals and stuff like that. They're always afraid that people aren't going to want to watch it. So maybe it was that again.
Yeah,
dude,
I don't know.
Oh. It's the Hobbit all over again.
No, this is what they do. They fucking like they know if they got something good, they just split it up. Like, but to be fair, sometimes you need it. Like Dune. Definitely better in 2 parts than it would have been in one.
Thank God it's
There's a lot of stuff in there. But like, I mean, I don't know.
But like Hunger Games did not need to be split up.
Not that
last Harry Potter
Hobbit,
movie.
Hobbit could have been 2,
debatable.
not 3.
Hobbit could have been 2, not 3. Correct. Yeah.
I don't think Hobbit should even been 2. What the fuck? That's a short ass book.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, they could. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can cut, but still, like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's just a way to keep. It's just a way to double the income, man. Like, we got something good. We're just going to double the money on it.
And they know that people will see this movie. People are gonna fucking see the shit out
Bastards.
of it. Honestly, I would if this movie could make $1 billion, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
like, people are gonna fucking see this movie.
And it sounds like I don't know who the main actor is, but she sounds like she's got a voice and she's gonna be ready.
Cynthia Erivo is phenomenal. She's gonna crush it. And obviously, people are excited about Ariana Grande for some reason. No, it's fine. She's fine.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a jump.
She's got the voice for the part. She's got the voice for the part, so she's probably gonna fucking be unbelievable. I didn't know Jeff Goldblum was in this movie, which I think is hilarious.
He's just
very fun. He really is. He don't care. He's doing whatever. He's like Nicolas Cage, but for good movies.
He's in there just to be an ad for apartments.com. No, yes, apartments.com.
Honestly, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if there are ads like he's the wizard, but there is an ad for apartments.com. Like he's trying to sell you an apartment in Oz or some shit, you know? Oh man, I could definitely see that happening.
Was he the Wizard of Oz? Who is the Wizard of Oz in this? I think they were briefly on the screen.
Jeff Goldblum. I'm pretty sure he's. I think he's the wizard.
Him. Yeah.
I think he is.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And Michelle Yeoh, that's another one. This cast is fucking stacked. Michelle Yeoh's also in this movie. The fuck?
I don't care for musicals like as a whole, but I actually, and I guess it's nostalgia for me as well. I'm really interested in this. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I'll probably see it with some theater people. That's the only reason why I'm like I know any of most of this stuff, and that I know that this movie will probably make a bunch of money is being surrounded by a bunch of actors as of late. God. I walked out of my show this past weekend because I worked during the Super Bowl, and I had over 300 text messages, and half of them were just the group chat blowing up about this Wicked trailer. I was like, guys, relax. Fuck.
It's honestly surprising to me how it took this long to make Wicked into a movie, because you feel like they've, like really, like Wicked definitely has like a place, like very popular among people. So it's just I
think it's also the thing where it's like that bridge to Broadway to film, it's hit or miss. Like and some people sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. This, funny enough, is directed by the same guy that did the most recent In the Heights film adaptation, which I was the biggest fan of, but I also know people like it. And so look at him getting another crack at a musical. Hopefully this one's better. I would imagine so. But yeah, that it's weird. There's a lot of really bad film Broadway musical adaptations, and there's a lot of really spectacular ones, so I think people are still the musical movie is still a weird beast.
I mean, Disney
like Mean Girls just came out.
Yeah, I don't know how that's even done. I didn't go see it.
I don't know if that did that well.
Yeah, I was about to say I was going to see it and then something happened, so I ended up going to see it. I also don't love the characters that are portrayed. Whatever. But then like things like Disney musicals were huge between the 90s and 2000s, all that kind of stuff, and then they kind of tapered off between then and now. But like they always seem to be really effective. So I don't know what's the secret sauce to get them.
I don't know either. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just that a lot of theater people don't like going to the movies. They're like, if it's not live, I don't want it.
I mean, that's fair. And maybe it has to be more towards children as well to get people excited. Maybe adults don't like to sing anymore. We lost the creativity or the.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, we lost the spark.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, those are all of the big trailers and all the teasers and whatnot from the Super Bowl. I don't know if you guys have anything else to say. If not, should we head on to our final segment of the week?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's go, Chiefs.
Congratulations, Chiefs.
3-peat, baby.
Let's go. Now we just got to see when
Taylor's boyfriend.
I was gonna say when Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift divorce in a week or whatever. I don't know.
Divorce? They're just dating.
Or break up now that football's over.
Yo,
at least I know who. I was gonna say at least I know Travis Kelce's name. I don't know Simone Biles' husband.
That's fair.
Who was also a football player.
Yeah.
No, there's a crazy moment in I think the first quarter where Travis Kelce like almost knocked over Andy Reid, and it was hilarious to see him.
Yeah,
in slow-mo. I was like, man, he almost killed him.
He could almost kill his coach. That's
don't poke Andy Reid. He's a delicate man.
He eats cheeseburgers all day. Relax.
Someone said, "Why is that man beating on the Lorex?" And I was like, "No."
He's just a nice walrus man. Leave him alone.
He really is.
It's like I don't think it'll be the same as like, not to make it sports talk, but like, Bill Belichick and Brady could hate them because it's like, man, these guys are villains, But like Andy Reid, you just can't. If he wins 10 Super Bowls, it's like I'm happy for Andy Reid. Like,
yeah, I know, right? For real, honestly, yeah.
Pat Mahomes too. I mean, and
they all seem like a good bunch,
Yeah, they're not villains yet. We'll see.
They're not villains yet.
We might turn on them. But
they could heel turn. Yeah, it's true. I
think some people already have turned on them, but lots of people.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's move on to our final segment of the week, guys, which we like to call Free for All, title pending. This is a segment where we can all do whatever we want, talk about our day, talk about life, fight, rant. It is free for all. I can very quickly go first. One of the things I did, because we were talking about it in the news, I played the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth demo, baby.
Let's fucking go. At least one of us could play it.
I finished it. I started it days ago when I had like an hour. I was like, oh, let me get in here because this might be the only time I can. And then I got stuck at the piano mini game for like 40 minutes. And I was like, fuck, I wasted way too much time playing this stupid piano mini game. And so I didn't get to finish the demo, but I was like, shit, I need to talk about this on the podcast. So I stayed up till like 4 a.m. yesterday, which is why I got no sleep. I finally beat the whole demo. I mean, it's more of, I don't know, saying more of the same sounds like a negative, but it's not, because it's what was the same is great. And this isn't a spoiler because they announced like what the demo is. You get to play Sephiroth. You get to play, not spoilers because I don't really know much of the story anyway, so it's not really spoiler, but you do get to play the infamous flashback with Cloud and Sephiroth.
And Nibelheim.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was fucking cool. Playing as Sephiroth was fun. Like it, like, oh man, I was like, fuck, dude. Fuck, man.
I was really hoping. I'm really excited to see what that looks like in that form. Because in the game, of course, he's like, you're still like a pretty low level, and he's like got fucking all the stats. He's got all the fucking abilities. Because it's like they really want to like portray, and it's kind of interesting to see how old games used to portray those kinds of things. Because cutscenes weren't as big in those kind of games. So it's like, how do I make Cloud, who's obviously a fangirl of Sephiroth, like how do I depict that? So then they're like, we just give him 9,999 health and make him one-shot everybody. And it's like, hell yeah,
right.
This guy's fucking awesome. So now I feel like Cloud. That's like, hell yeah, that's fucking awesome. So I don't know, I think that's really cool.
No, they do a good job balancing it out. Like he's not one-shotting them, but he's cleaning up. He's cleaning up whenever you play as him. It was very fun. I mean, funny enough, I did hear about this, but then I remembered when I beat it that they will have an update to the demo. That is the more open worldy section. They're going to release that. I don't know when, at some point before the game comes out, which is very soon. So I don't know when that's going to happen.
Right.
So
it has to be like
I'll probably
this
play
week.
that. Yeah, I don't know. So I'll probably play that at some point. But no, it's fun. I'm again, enough talking about this game. Just give it to me already. I'm stoked. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Gotta wait forever.
And then I'll briefly touch on. I watched the Grounded 2, the Making of the Last of Us Part 2 documentary that was released last week. It's a pretty hefty documentary. It's like 2 hours, a little under 2 hours. It was good. I mean, I love seeing all this behind the scenes stuff, whether it's not the acting stuff or just like the way they really delve into it of how this game came to be. And obviously they talk about COVID, and that was a really interesting part of the documentary, having to deal with that. But one striking part that I kind of forgot, and this documentary really reminds you about, is just the utter garbage trash that some gaming people were when the leaks came out about this game. No spoilers, but the way that they treated the actors and the creators of this game and the things that they said to them because they didn't like what happened to fictional characters was unreal, and just like, oh man. And it's hard. It's hard to watch seeing, for example, Laura Bailey, who plays Abby in the game. I won't spoil it, but seeing her like talk about how she felt and seeing her cry, and specifically when she mentions how people threatened to hurt her son, her newborn
her
child.
People are psychopaths, bro. I hate
threatening.
The worst thing to happen to the world were fandoms. I can't stand it. It makes me so mad. I mean to take you off your rant.
No.
Yeah,
like
it's rough to watch, and it's just like, it's really sad. And you see Neil Druckmann, the director, talk about how like it was like his lowest point of his life in terms of like the hate he was getting, and that the leak did happen in itself. And he talks about they found the leaker. It was some person, I think they said from Norway, and he just goes, he was a fan, and he just wanted to put his foot on the throttle and get us to just release the game and do it then without having, and he didn't want the delay. He's a fan. And he talks about how like he wanted bad things to happen, but then he thought about like the whole point of this game is the empathy and stuff, and he's like, now it's just like it doesn't matter anymore. But it that part of it is very interesting and a bit of a rough time go, and it's just like, these are still humans, and it's really unfortunate that this happened to these people.
I mean, it's like such a like, I hate to say shit like that because it's so, internet adjacent, but touch grass, bro. Like,
right.
Gain some groundedness in reality. Because if something like a video game character, something happening to them, upsetting you is just so weird. It's just, like, you're an adult, bro. Where's your friends, your family, your wife?
It's also like, because they do take a moment where they just, the screen is just filled with the comments, uncensored. You see what people have said to them.
Shit.
But there was a little bit of a giggle in me, is that like, man, y'all so angry y'all can't spell check, or like, come on, grammar, like, damn, y'all look stupid. You look stupid.
I'm gonna have to start leaking some of the stuff I see on Halo Twitter to y'all, so y'all can. I see a lot of that kind of stuff, and I do often remind people to go touch some grass and remember that it's just pixels on a screen. Calm down.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I think there's definitely a particular toxicity in video game culture and it just seems kind of normal, but like, it's part of the reason when like a game's come out and they're just considered flops and people just hate them immediately. I just feel like it's comes from this similar space of just people just going way too far.
Yeah. You're forgetting that like people worked on this game as people's jobs for a while. Some people put a lot of care into the things they did, whether it comes out good or not.
Like 5, 6, 8 years.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it put food on people's table for this to come out, and then you're over there like, they should all lose their jobs and also die. Huh?
It's like, and this could be a very interesting conversation at some later point, but it all comes down to that feeling of ownership, and that people, a lot of people like attachment. Of course we grow attached to characters, but none of us really own those characters ever.
Right.
It's just interesting. It's interesting.
I didn't draw them. They're not my character.
Right. And then last thing, speaking of Last of Us Part 2, I did finally get to play a little bit of that no return mode from the remaster. It's fun. I only played like maybe like an hour, so I did like 2 levels of it, 2 runs, whatever they want to call it. I haven't done a full complete run yet. I'm excited to go back to it because that combat is great. That combat is a lot of fun. So it's a nice way to go back to that game.
Nice.
And then I did do at least all 3 of what they're calling the lost levels, which are like they let you explore these pre-set like alpha type levels that were cut from the main game. And they were just cool, and they have like they do it with like commentary throughout, so you can hear what they exactly wanted out of it and all this stuff. And it was cool and something that I'd never seen any kind of company really do. And I kind of like the idea of if companies would do this from now on. Like I would love to continue and see more of like, yeah, just explore this level that we had in the game, cut at the last minute for either a budget or time, or it just wasn't working structurally or pacing or anything like that. It was pretty cool. No, I thought it was dope. Yeah,
nice.
And as usual, shout out to God Ragnarok.
Nice. You want to go, Brian, or me?
Yeah, I can go ahead and go. Mine's kind of like a continuation of one that I talked about a couple of weeks ago, and that is in the world of Power World. As everybody knows,
boy,
I've been playing that game on and off for like the past few weeks or so. You know, that's been a weird phenomenon as a whole, considering the game is it's Pokemon. It's Pokemon with guns. And it's a weird game. I have just about gotten to the point where I think I've gotten what I've wanted out of it, at least for right now. We'll see. The real make or break of this game is going to be updates and kind of where it goes from that. Because right now, it's basically having one of the biggest fall-offs in Steam chart history right now because it had such a huge success. But also that huge success comes with a pretty huge drop-off. Just naturally, as a survival game that's in pre or like early access of any sort is only going to have so much content. And one thing is, if you don't get content, people are going to eat it up rapidly. And I am one of those people that have done so because I am about at max level in that game. I have done almost everything you can in that
amazing.
Game. I've caught almost all of the pals. I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I'm kind of burning out because I've just played it a little bit too much. And I'm just kind of like, and that's not like a dig at the game at any point. Like I had fun with what I did. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, the games, it is what it is at this point. So it's been interesting to kind of see that. Like, I'm really afraid that this is going to have another one of those situations, kind of like another game, Valheim. It came out, I think, pretty early pandemic. That was another survival game that had it was a very small team of like, I don't know, like Dutch producers or something like that. It had a huge surge to the point where they were like, we didn't expect this game to ever get that big. No one talks about that game anymore. And no one talks about it because they just couldn't keep up with the demand. People were rabid for more for that game. And they were just a small team of people that never expected their game to get super huge. So that game has all but died. And I'm really afraid that Power World is going to go through a similar situation. And then that's just like, they just won't be able to keep up with what live service gaming means for people. Like whenever you think you make enough content, you have to think about the worst unshowered person you ever met. Because that always is going to exist. World of Warcraft had to learn that the hard way so many times. Where they were like, we've made a grind that like, there's no way y'all going to do this shit in like more than 3 months. 1 week later,
like
there's one motherfucker that's like, I didn't sleep for the entire week. I didn't eat for the entire week. And I've beaten the game. Fuck this game. Where's more content? Every single time. It never fucking fails. And this game is 100% going to end up having that problem unless they're like working tirelessly through this, which...
I was about to say, and I wonder if maybe that's why Nintendo or Game Freak haven't even done anything about it. They're like, they might just crash and burn on their own.
Exactly. They're more than likely going to put themselves out because that's just what kind of happens with small developers, unfortunately, is you just don't have the Epic Games, cadence of releasing content. I don't know how long they've been working on this game. I feel like I heard about this game years ago. And they just released this version of the game. So like, if that was years ago,
wow,
there's no way they're going to be able to flesh that game out in the next 6 months. So we'll see. And that's kind of how I felt.
Hopefully they can come out with some good and keep it going because it sounds like if it's a fun game, like the foundation.
Maybe they'll just like chuck in some Digimon in there or some shit. You know? That's their update. That's the next update.
I mean, they really
trading cards. It's Yu-Gi-Oh now too.
It'll always be. Just they started trading cards and shit too. Oh god, yeah, it's really weird because they definitely caught lightning in a bottle, but at the same time, like the bottle has holes in it from the beginning. Because I never thought this game looked very good. It's another game like Disney Dreamlight Valley where it's just like I love the game because it's a game that feeds my dopamine recharge of having ADHD and doing chores. Outside of that, a lot of the game is pretty janky. A lot of stuff doesn't work very well. There's a lot not good about the game. There's also a lot really well done about the game. What I do hope is this makes Game Freak get off their ass and make a real fucking game. Because I would play the shit out of an open world Pokemon game. Also, release it on PC because I'm probably not going to get a Switch. I'm going to be real with you. But also, the Switch can't run that shit anyway. So put it on PC.
That's true. I want to see a race between what we think will happen first: a Metal Gear Solid 1 remake or a Pokemon real open world game.
Describe what do you mean when you say real open world? Because they'll definitely shit out something in 1 year.
I mean something that what everyone thought that Arceus game was going to be, but better.
Oh, that's tough then. Because Metal Gear Solid, we wouldn't get a remake of that for like 3-4 years. I just feel like that's not in the works right now.
Yeah.
But Pokemon's really good at making a game in 6 months. But they would not make that. They would not make that game in 6 months. So that's where I'm like, damn, shit, that
Yeah. Ugh. I don't know.
But yeah,
that's fun though, man.
It's been on Game Pass. It's also like $30. I've played both on Steam and on Game Pass, and Steam definitely is a little bit better, a little more stable. You can play more friends, and that's cool.
Oh,
but
that's cool.
Nice,
man. Hell yeah, Pokemon with guns. Keep going.
Very cool. Well, I can go very quickly. We recently went and saw Argyle, which I didn't know this, but this time of the year is called dump months. So January and February are known as like dump months, where you don't really release anything. Because we were like,
all the garbage.
We had a Saturday. We're like, man, I just want to go see a movie tonight, and there was nothing. And then Argyle came out the next weekend, so went and saw that. It's in the Kingsman universe. It's good. It's a good installment. I think the only thing is it ran like a half hour too long. Like the climax was kind of like drawn out. It could have been a lot more concise, but like a very good movie. Pretty solid. Yeah, it was worth seeing.
That's good. Yeah, I wanted to see it, and then I heard it wasn't good. So I'm glad to hear that you liked it, and that it's not as bad as, hopefully not as bad as
I just think for me, the fatal flaw was the runtime, because it's like it felt like the climax of the movie ran like you thought it was about to happen, and then there was like another 30 minutes after that. So
oh wow, yeah, okay,
it kind of dragged a little bit, but
I see.
Very very cool, and like as usual with that, like the Kingsman universe stuff, they had some crazy over the top like choreography, hyper violent stuff, concept ideas. Like it was just like, what is going on? Like this is so ridiculous. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So it was fun, a good fun, lighthearted spy movie. Still not as good as Kingsman 1 is still the goat of those, but
so what you're saying is Meredith is making you watch worse movies than you used to and find them to be good movies.
No,
because I remembered that rock movie that she talked about, and I still gonna give her shit for that.
No,
so now you're calling dump movies good movies? I don't know.
Yeah, no, she's well aware of where San Andreas lies cinematically.
No, but I can respect it. There's a lot of stuff that I know that's not like objectively good, but I still enjoy. And there's nothing wrong with finding enjoyment out of stuff that's like maybe not the best A24 you've ever seen before in your life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Right. It's very much like the Kingsman style movies. They're like kind of campy, but like also like, okay, we're going to have some creative choreography and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But generally just being goofy. So I think it's like a good entertaining experience. When you go to a movie theater, it's a good kind of movie to see like that.
Nice.
So yeah,
that's dope as hell. Guys, I might go see Madam Web on Wednesday.
I very much would like to.
I really, I'm tempted to, but I'm like, it's gonna be really bad. It's gonna be real bad. But who knows? Happy Valentine's
looks
Day
for me. Like the mask, it's the mask. The mask looks like CW original.
I think just it all looks goofy to me.
Which is an insult, Oscar, by the way. CW level.
Devin,
it's not good.
We're talking about two very different budgets here, Devin. We're talking about a multi-million-dollar movie and a TV show on the CW.
I mean, sure, this is definitely a knock on Sony for maybe not improving that at all. But still, the first thing I thought of when I see that shot of her standing on the building is like CW. Like, is the CW in the lower right corner? Like,
it's tough. I like some of the things that Sydney Sweeney is in. I don't think she is a very good actor. That is no offense to her. Maybe she just hasn't been able to get her good range in what she wants to do. But that is what makes me probably the most nervous. I think she's going to be super flat, and I think that's going to really drag down the movie.
Yeah, I also think Sony is just tricking these stars into and saying that, yeah, you're in a Marvel movie, and they're just thinking they're going to the MCU, and it's like, yep, this is a Marvel movie. Here we go. And then they're like, oh, they show up on set. They're like, no,
I'm never getting paid.
We're at a Sony Marvel movie.
They're gonna delete this. Fuck.
No. This is Morbius adjacent. Fuck.
Jared Leto just shows up. No.
They walk on set, see Jared Leto. They're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
We'll see how Madam Web does.
It's funny because one of the actors has been shown as like giving a lot of shit about just like movies as a whole, and like kind of like the shittiness of working in movies. And it's like, that's an interesting, like, you know, marketing run to go about. To be
selling
like,
point?
Yeah. Like, you know what? Movies, they don't treat actors well enough. And they don't pay them enough. And this is bullshit. And it's like, girl, talking about a movie that you're in. Calm down.
Man, my question was about, like...
What do you know?
Our question was about the story.
Right. That's funny.
So we'll see.
So listeners... I don't know if we're going to talk about Madam Web next week, but we'll see. Stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, that is the episode, which means that is the end of our show. Listeners, you can email us. I'm going to say that again. You can email us at thefortressof@gmail.com. Fortress spelled FOUR. Feel free to email us any feedback, questions, recommendations, or anything like that. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and the YouTube channel at The Fortress of. Thank you. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your grandma, tell your cat. Follow the 3 Bollywood Ards, rate, review, and recommend us to anyone and everyone you know. Thank you, Jackie, for helping edit the podcast every week. Thank you, Brian, for the art, Alex for the music, and Devin, thank you for being here. Even when you're not here, you can find Brian on Instagram at IDC_ by the way. Alex at Peterson Films. And Devin, you can find him probably watching some rock movie or some shit. I don't know. Some Boulder movie.
As we just talked about, you know, gaming fans' toxicity and how it's just... We shouldn't wish ill on anyone. I'll be watching the Halo show.
I was about to say,
I will not be mad at all.
Stay tuned for that.
You said the helmet doesn't matter and the helmet should come off. I won't be mad at all. I promise.
Not my master.
Looking
chief.
forward to it.
Listen, the key thing is that I don't wish any violence towards it.
Make Reach great again.
I draw the line at, you know, wishing ill or, you know.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's good.
Anyway,
that's good. That's the normal response.
I would say that's a healthy adult response to that situation.
Yeah.
I don't wish ill will on Pablo Schreier because he took his fucking
helmet off. I draw the line at threats.
We'll see how well measured and fair I am when we talk about the show.
I want them all to lose their jobs. Fuck them.
The episode's gonna be like half the time because we had to cut Devin out of it. We're sorry, listeners. It was just too much. We had to cut it.
This is bad. You know, like I should be so excited that Halo's like in a show, and instead I'm just getting ready to just be furious. Like I'm gonna sit down and make myself furious for an hour. Like who does that?
I'm more excited about Halo coming out on PlayStation. Anyway.
Me too. All right, listeners. As usual, happy holidays. I put a coat on. It's cold out there.
It is pretty cold, actually. It's been raining a lot. I don't like that.
It rained. But it was like 60 degrees the other day or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. All right, listeners. We'll see you here next week on another episode in the Fortress of...
Live and learn. Hanging on the edge of tomorrow.